Okay. Welcome back to Divine Quantum Wellness with Michelle London. She's going to be channeling Chow, her ET guide today, for, I guess, a collective message for everyone. So stay tuned. Here she comes. Here she goes. Hi,
Okay,
Michelle.
so what I'm
How are
gonna,
you?
hi, good. So happy to be here. So just for everybody watching me, it's just gonna take like a minute for me to just like get centered and have him come in. So just bear with me.
Yeah, yeah. So you get to your work and she's sharing the wisdom of her channel today. This is what she does. Um, so give her a few seconds here.
Yes, we are delighted to be here working with all of you beautiful souls who have come to this programming today. We welcome you for this message for the collective. But before we continue with the collective message, we wish to ask our host, Stacy, if she has any questions for us before we proceed.
Yes, thank you. I am the host, Stacy Imbasiani. I am here with Michelle London. Welcome, everybody. We'd like to know what your name is.
Well, our name is very long indeed. It is so long that this channel, Michelle, has shortened it to what resonated for her with our combined energies, which is Chow, Chow. Our name is full of consonants and vowels that could take up the length of a football field, for it is indescribable for you to relate in your density that you are existing currently for you if for it to truly translate over, which is why we have condensed it for her. The message came in that we sent for her and she received it, and we are referred to as Chow.
Beautiful. Very simple and beautiful. Um, where are you from, Chow?
We are from everywhere. We are from the universe at large. But to be more specifically, to describe how our relationship with this channel has developed over your time, and we say this very loosely, time in general, is that we did share a lifetime together that was in resonance with we were representing in that particular lifetime her commanding officer, and she was a somewhat subordinate to us. We were on a what you would call a mothership, space-faring mothership with many other galactic beings in search of planetary existences that would host life. So our mission, our particular mission, was that where we would go finding planets, and then we would transport ourselves, or we would say she would transport herself. And in that lifetime, she was a he energy, would transport their life to a particular planet, and she would burrow in sometimes inside the cavity of that planet and conduct experiments. We would say air samples and other experimentation to test whether or not that particular planet was conducive for life development. And that was how our relationship cemented in an intimacy that has been ongoing. So we say to you that our relationship, yes, our intimacy was born in that particular physical incarnation, but our intimacy has developed into where we decided we were in agreement with this channel, who is a multi-dimensional being, as all of you are, to come into this earth life with this particular channel for her earth life to bring about a message for the ascension of your planet, to, we would say, prepare you for all that it is that you need to do to raise your frequencies for the ascension of your planet as you are all ascending with her. Does this make sense?
Yeah, so I feel that everything's energy, vibrations, and just being connected with Michelle, there's a different attunement. What would your next steps be for someone that is on a journey of enlightenment?
We would say to go inward. That always is going to be the case for growth, for development of a soul, whether or not that soul is currently incarnated in the physical, in a bodily casing, or whether or not that soul is residing in an etheric spirit energetic state, it matters not. The way that a soul prepares themselves for expansion and growth is to go inward. It will always be that way. And it will be an infinite process, for the learning never stops.
Um, so I feel that it would be in the heart center.
That is indeed, yes, we would say you all, as a collective here, incarnating on Earth at this time, all came in to experience a shift in consciousness through the heart chakra, through the heart center. That is the expression that you have all chose to experience in this go around of incarnations. It has not always been that case, but it is the case now. We would say it coalesces or lines up with the idea that you are moving from a more masculine age of existences, a more masculine age of cycles, into a more feminine. So with the closing of that masculine age, and when we say age, we are talking specifically 13,000 years or so, give or take. So the last 13,000 year cycle was more of a masculine energy, and that is shifting, that is changing to a more feminine approach. But with that transitional period that you are all undergoing currently, with that shift is a dying of an old and a beginning of a new. And so we are here to prepare the way, to pave the way, to clear the channel, so to speak, and to educate those of you who are interested in this form of communication that it is all available to you.
How would we
It
connect to
all,
you?
well, we would say through meditation, through raising your frequency, and that can be done many, many different ways. You can do it, yes, through meditation. You can also do it through journaling. You could do it through the application of music for raising your frequency, or a combination of all three of them. You can do it with your own spirit guides. We welcome our connection to you, most definitely, but you do have connections existing currently with your own teams in spirit that you can connect with indeed.
So you're a part of the collective council.
We would consider ourselves a collective, yes. Council, we say that there are many councils within your Milky Way galaxy that serve different functions, but our function is more of a creator, more of a aligned with architecture, with the founder energy. We are not saying that we are founders directly, but we have affiliations with this energy. And founders, for your audience, is the manifesting from the first initial fractals of the one, of source, of God, Goddess, all that is, and they are the architects of the universe. So there is a correlation, there is a link to this founder energy. We are part of a collective of souls that have reached a certain frequency in their conscious evolution. And once a soul reaches a certain level of frequency in their development, there is no need for a physical body. And we would say that the physical body, in a sense, is more of a handicap. It's more of a hindrance to a soul who has reached certain levels of consciousness, of frequency, to understand that this is the time that they need to expand more energetically. And so what happens is they start to become a magnet. They start to become a magnet for all souls who are at a similar frequency, to group together to form more of a homogeneous energetic field, a more congruent energetic field for the purpose that suits their energetic field in that particular moment.
What do you feel like, Chow? What kind of energy do you feel like? If someone was to tap into Chow's energy, what would we
It
feel?
will be different for all those who merge with our energy. And it truly will be because everyone has their own energy signature. Energy comes from their own lessons, shadow, experiences, growth, many different scenarios that people originate from, many different agendas that people carry with them. So it will be different for all, but we would say for this channel, Michelle, when she experiences our energy, she will describe it as more bubbly, more lighter. She has indeed channeled other entities, other energetic fields that she would describe as heavier, more dense.
Mhm.
And heavier and dense is not meaning bad or dark. It is just a different energy frequency.
And can we speak to those frequencies when we feel them, even if they're dark and heavy and or light?
Yes, you can. And they are eagerly, eagerly, eagerly waiting to communicate with you in whatever capacity that resonates with you. It may not be channeling, it may be a different form of connection.
Mhm.
But what is important is for you to find what works for you and to make a commitment for that connection. For truly, all of your teams in spirit, your guides, whether they are galactic, whether they are ancestral, are waiting to be asked to join with
Connected.
you.
Yeah. Can we ask you what you look like? Can you describe what you look like to us?
Well, we would say that if we were to incarnate or lower our frequency to a more physical reality, to fit in your dimensions here on your planet, we would be representing an insectoid type species of the praying mantis
Mm.
grouping. Our skin color would be more in the tan area, brownish tan, but even that can change. That can change to a more rainbow color. It all depends on the energy exchange and what it is that the particular person seeing us wishes to see. Now, we can be very insectoid in that we don't express our image, our appendages in a humanoid form. But for this channel, when she sees us in her mind's eye, she has made human appendages for our hands to mimic what your hands look like. But truly, if you were to look at a praying mantis on your planet, you would see that they do not have hands. They have claws, but that could be intimidating or uncomfortable. So
Right.
we give the image that is more suitable for the person wishing to see
Hmm.
us.
That makes complete sense because the first time I met the Greys, I seen them more human, and then they easily, I guess with my fear dismantling, they change slowly. So we see what we're capable of through fear.
And that is a beautiful example. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, you're welcome. I like to understand. Um, so what is your message for the collective today?
What we wish to convey to your audience today is this idea that we have started off explaining to you, but we are going to go in a little bit more depth to that. And that is this idea of cycles dying and cycles beginning, old cycles coming to an end and new cycles birthing. You are at coming to an end of a very long 26,000 year cycle. And in that cycle, what you carry as a collective of humans on your planet is ties to many of you have brought in your own traumas from existences, we would say more Orion oriented alliances. That is the wrong word. Orion type memories, Orion type traumas you have brought into that last 26,000 year cycle to work through polarity. Now, the reason why we bring up your history with Orion is because that was the period that existed within your Milky Way galaxy, existed the most polarity that a physical incarnation ever witnessed, ever experienced. It was long lasting over, we would say, hundreds of thousands of years. That period of drama, that period of trauma, of high polarity. It was a very difficult, many very difficult memories to shake off. And so, therefore, many unresolved issues were linked to each soul. And with that, the souls chose to work through many of the polaric energies from that Orion war period, reaching far, far back past the 26,000 year cycle. Nonetheless, you were bringing those energies in with you in the last 20,006 years. Now, the last 13,000 years was more aligned to polarities working out through the era of Atlantis. So now you're coupling polarity memories and traumas from your time, your incarnations with Atlantis, as well as the Orion War period. This is all ending, dear ones. That is all ending. You are coming to the end of this very long cycle. And what is happening now, there will be a shift for you to turn now to more of a feminine energy, a more of an expansion through the heart. Through the heart, yes, this feminine energy idea. But this comes with disruptions. It comes with many traumatic endings. It comes, we say this to you, that if you are looking at an outward expression of what we speak of right now, you could quite simply turn on your social media, your news media channels to see all the disruptions, all the polarity playing out in intense degrees. And recognize this. We are bringing this to your attention so you could recognize that this is all unresolved polarity that you have brought in with you on a collective soul level, to finally put to bed and understand that in order to work through polarity, you need to remain centered, you need to remain neutral. You need to find the paradox between the two sides. You need to find the paradox between the dark and the light. And so when we see on your planet people being extremely divisive in their opinions, it is important to recognize this in others so you can then recognize it within yourself. For that is where the lesson lies. One tool that you can use, and we would say there are many tools that you can use to engage in a more synergistic, integrative stance, and that would be through the use of sound. Now, sound is a very ancient vegan methodology that all of you resonate with as earthlings. You all do. This is where you come from. And we would say that this yielding to the frequencies that are abundant when you engage with certain sound frequencies will be, for many of you, a catalyst for this centering. So whether that be when you are meditating, you are finding just the right hertz, solfeggio energy that is more aligned with an integration of the two polarities, the two dualistic sides that you are wrestling with, or whether that is by using sound bowls, scalar energies, and understand that the sound energies that we speak of are dualistic in nature as well. And understand that many off your world and on your planet, with the many incarnations and life experiences that you've had, have histories with using sound energy in a nefarious way, sound energy for war. And we are saying this to you for you to recognize that everything in the universe has their polar opposite, including sound therapy. But we are asking you to make a conscious choice at this time to find ways to integrate more sound healing in your life, for this will be an easy, very uncomplicated way to start to witness within yourself. Mostly, dear ones, it is all about you. It is not about pointing the fingers to others. It is always going to start with you, but to find within in you, your center. And the sound therapy will help with that tremendously.
Yes, even if we hum.
Yes, for the home of the universe is also the bedrock. We would say it is the singularity of your connection to the one.
So I feel the resonance with Orion, the patterns of doing it over and over again, the patterns and being in that loop. And does our mind play a role in that? Of we have a choice if we go neutral, we have a choice to select the drama again, or we have a choice to select the higher vibrations like Atlantis.
You will always have the choice over and over again, or as many times in an infinite number of ways, for you to work out your polarity. And here on your planet, you have all came here to work out your polarity. In this frequency, in this third dimensional matrix of Earth, you have chosen to work out your polarity here. And with this Earth incarnation comes with it a myriad of memories, as we have said, from Orion, as well as other wars that we have not mentioned here, and wars on your planet from ancient civilizations such as Atlantis. And we are saying this to you because this is your time to find your unique way for this integration at this time.
Yes, I feel like when you go into your heart center, everyone has a different frequency, different um, stuff going on there. That's the main feeling center. That's how I sense it.
And you would be most correct, for it is through the heart, through this signature, this energy signature of the heart, that is most significant for all of you at this time.
Yes.
First, go within, find your center in any areas within your life that you hold opinions. It's that simple.
Hmm. So feeling is the healing.
Yes.
Very good. Is there any,
Feeling is the roadmap to your integration.
thank you. And where are you located? Will
We
we
are
be,
located, we are located in what you would call a construct of energy, a plasmic construct of energy within your Milky Way galaxy, in particular, within in resonance with the Milky Way.
is it a really large collective?
Putting a number, we would say it would be well over 100 singular souls, up to 1,000.
Hmm. And how long have you been watching Mother Earth?
We have been watching your Earth, as you all have, on some layer, level, or dimension with her development, which is why you have all come here. You are multidimensional beings, and we remind you of this, for you have forgotten your origin points, which is all part of the Earth experience. This is nothing to judge yourself from, but we have not forgotten, for we are still here residing in spirit, connecting to you through this vehicle of trans channeling. And we say that we have been watching your earth, well, indeed, for the whole of this 26,000 year cycle in a more intense way.
And what are we looking forward to in the next 5 years?
There will be so many new developments within your world that you cannot even fathom. For the cycle in its closing is quickening. Its velocity, it is quickening. It's in its centrifugal force. And the energy and what it's creating will be tenfold, 20-fold. An example of this is your interactions with and integrations with AI. Now, this is one example that demonstrates how a soul or a collective chooses to view this new technological development, which you cannot stop. You can
Exactly.
look at it as a dark force, something to be feared, or you can look at it as the next logical phase in your development on this planet.
Yes, everyone has their mixed feelings about it, but I feel if you take fear out of the equation, you're going to have your experience.
Beautifully said.
Thank you. Is there anything else before we're complete today?
We wish to thank you and to offer you a light code addressing to deliver the sound that we were speaking of to activate within you energetic fields connected to your heart. Donde soya soya naya koya naya. Donde ya toria tsuya soya korea taranaya toya. Donaranda ya koya tananar koya kakaya ya. Tutia soya sukanana ya toya shia satatatia tanania toya. Tanania toya kikia ya. Tutia shikia ya.
Yeah, feels familiar in my body. It's tingling. Thank you very much for that. Thank you, Chow.
We are most pleased.
And we go in peace. How you doing, Michelle? That was
Good.
wonderful. I loved it. I love the light codes at the end. I just had chills all through my cells in my body, and
I'm glad.
it's very familiar. I used to listen to light codes a long time ago, so it kind of brought that back to remembrance.
Oh,
Um,
that's good. I'm glad. And I'm sweating.
yeah, that's okay. You put Chow on the spot there. How do you feel?
I feel great. I mean, and I have no idea how long did I go for. I'm just curious.
Yeah, it was about 15, 20. No, it was about
Okay.
20 over 20 minutes.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
recall what was channeling through you?
I do, but as time fades, I will forget most of it. So
Yeah,
right now, I recall it all, and then it will just like kind of leave me.
like a dream.
So if I give a reading to somebody and they'll come back like a couple months later for another reading,
Yeah.
and I have no memory.
Well, that's
I have no
wonderful. I
memory.
mean, you can't keep all of that energy.
I will say that, when I do connect to him, it depends on where I'm at too,
Your
so
frequency. Yeah.
sometimes the connection is stronger and you kind of like go in and out. And I know that you have experienced channeling as well. And so sometimes it's a stronger connection, sometimes it wanes back a little bit,
Yeah.
and it's just ebbing and flowing. And that's just,
Yeah.
how it
Yeah.
works. I think especially in the beginning.
I just sit back and you have patience with it.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, like in and out, but it's coming through and it comes through clear. So you have no worries about that. Where could people go to for you to give them a reading with Chow?
Well, they can go onto my website and you can see that offering, but I do a bunch of other things as well, which is www.wheatandchaff, like wheat, like the wheat in, and then chaff, CHAFF.com.
Yeah, that's like that's a spiritual meaning to that wheat and chaff.
Yes, it was. I have many people ask me. Maybe that's why I named my business Wheat and Chaff
Hmm.
because people have no clue the connection between that and spirituality. But the wheat is signifies our inner wheat, our spirit, and the chaff outside of the husk of the wheat is our body. And
Yeah,
so we're always trying to activate the wheat within ourselves.
that's beautiful. It's similar to Reiki because Reiki is the rice and it's a slow
Ah,
process.
you're right.
Yeah,
Exactly. I love
yeah.
that.
It's all symbolism. Um,
Yes, it is.
yeah, thank you so much again, Michelle, for coming on to the podcast and for doing this beautiful channeling. I loved it. I'd love for you to do
Thank
that
you.
again in the future. If anyone has any
Yes.
questions, we can put them down below, and I'll put your website and everything in the links below so you can connect with Michelle to get a beautiful reading and an atonement. That was like an atonement at the end. I love that. Thank you so much, Michelle. Is there anything else you have for us today?
No, thank you so
I think
much.
that's
It was
enough.
lovely.
Thank you so much. Take care now.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.